Now, had they been able to surmise idiomatic usage, being comfortable enough with what was being said in its context, they would know that we're not talking about dealing with combustibles. This is an idiomatic expression talking about the inherent viability of what was being expressed. So that's what I'm saying. If you're going to exegete the passage. Don't attempt to formulate a position from English.
Oh, wait, okay, hold on,
and it's
brother.
The same thing about the 2 Yahwehs.
But look,
Let
me just say something real quick.
Okay, go ahead, brother.
As though this is my preliminary. Really, to be honest, I don't even want to go through this because this is just like. But all right, understand that. All right, like I said, my teachers are very fluent in the Hebrew as well. They, they practice the grammar and everything that nature too. What I'm saying is this, brother, is that still with the grammatical rules that you're placing on the Hebrew, trying to explain, all right, how the divine being works, trying to explain how the Father works, it still puts a limitation on the understanding of the scriptures. I'm going to give you an example. We're going to deal with Zechariah chapter 3 once again. Now, you can break down prepositions. You can break down that.
I'm sorry.
You can break down the things that basically give you an understanding of making something really proof to get people to understand when an action is being and when an action is being done, who is it coming from, and how serious how serious it is in the context. But the fact of the matter is, when we start off with Zechariah chapter 3, we see Malach Yahuwah. So we know that we know that is not there when it says the angel of the Lord. We know that's not there in the Hebrew. So I'm looking at the Hebrew. I'm trying to tell
it's a construct noun. It's a construct noun. That's how we know it is an angel, a messenger belonging to.
But I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that because it's the message. I'm cool with that, bro. I'm cool with that. I have a new understanding about that. What I'm trying to say is, because the rules that you're applying is there's still a message here that there is a Malachi that is being possessed by Yahuwah that is doing a lot of work in Yasharel. And as you can see, he is the one that is standing here before Yahusha and Shaitan. And he is saying, and whoever is writing the scripture, whoever is writing the scripture is saying he and calling him Yod-Heh-Wah-Heh is going to say, who's Satan?
No. I get it. I get it. I see, I get it. I see where you were. That's why I had my little aha moment. All right. So at the very beginning, you establish, right? What does it says? All right, so immediately we set up the set, right? Here's the inner, all right, and we see that we have standing, right, or appearing, right, standing before Yahuwah Yahakohen Hagodo, right? We have a Mala Yahweh, and we also have the, I guess, the state attorney. Okay, standing at the right side, ready to offer testimony. Okay, ready to accuse. All right, and so here's the testimony. What you know what I'm saying? So I get it, but this is. Let me ask you this: Who is being rebuked? Let me ask you that: Who's being rebuked?
But the subject will be Satan.
No, Satan's not being rebuked. That is the instrument of the rebuke. It is. That's what I'm saying. So Yahweh is not rebuking Satan. The Hasatan is the instrument that is being used to bring the accusation against the people.
But who is doing the accusation? Who is? But that's the whole point. Who is accusing the people?
Yes. So the Hasatan. The Hasatan. Yeah, the Hasatan is there. See, so for instance, in the Hebrew, this is what we have. We have our verb, right? All right. We have what we call an infinitive construct verb with Satan, right? To accuse him, right? Or to, I don't know, indict him. All right. So that's what the Hasatan is there to do. So, if you're looking at the text, you see Hasatan, also the masculine singular definite noun. And the whole purpose of that definite noun is to perform within the function of the infinitive construct for the same verb, satan, the satan. Okay, so this is not, Yahweh is not rebuking the satan. The Hasatan is the instrument of rebuke for Yahweh.
Okay. Wait, hold on, real quick, brother. Wait, hold on, real quick, because let me bring something back before real quick, because you jumped back over there, Wayne, but I wanted to see something, because you said something that kind of, I thought about. You said something, you talked about the genetics, right? You talked about DNA, and I've been doing a study on biology, right? And one thing that I realized is that when a mother and a father come together, right, they come together as individuals, and they cleave to each other, right? And they make or duplicate after their DNA, right? They replicate after their DNA, right? But let me ask you this. When that child comes forth, right, do you have that mother and that father genetically embedded in that one child?
Yeah, you do.
Okay, that's all I wanted to say. Audience,
you have features. No, hold on. You have features. That is true. You will have genetic features from whatever contributed to your genetic makeup. That's a given.
Okay, so that's a given. So let me
like you cut a Hebrew professor.
Wait, hold on, because I'm reading why I said, reason why I said,
the reason why it says you look stupid. What's going on? I'm gonna keep my mind, and I don't care.
Go ahead, brother. Go ahead, man.
Listen, not happening, man.
Brothers, please.
The reason why I'm asking you that, brother, I'm asking you this because when you look at that scripture, right, and you also look at the usage of the other scriptures, I have to say this. When you made that point, I see that when you made that point genetically, because it also talks about unity, because you see how that there can be unity of two people and also unity of other people due to the fact of the embedding of those genetics of those two people that's in that one person. Now, another thing too is if I tell you and I say that man has become one of us, right? Man has become one of us, right? We know that that's the text. That's what the text say, right? Man have become one of us to know good and evil, right? Now, when we see that, that itself is implying unity, right? So we see two people coming together and being unity and having the same mindset and therefore getting
No. Okay, I understand what you're saying, but I would try not to utilize that aspect of the creation narrative, because that aspect of the creation narrative is a little more Canaanite, and Canaanite is a little less monotheistic as you understand monotheism, because the idea of deity is not the same to them as it is to you. And so when you look at the whole thing of, Mease, let us make a first common plural justice from manufacture, but zamenu, according to our own genomic feature or genetic features or schematic. So I would stay away from that, because clearly we see that the manufacturing of humanoids of the Adamu was manufacturing of clones, and they utilized genetic material from the Elohim. And there's nothing wrong with that. You just have to understand Canaanite literature and that aspect of the creation epic and how it feeds into everything else. I think trying to throw everything together exacerbates the issue and overly complicates it. And it will always go back to proper exegetical practice will be about dealing with the principal language attestation within its proper social, historical, literary context. In addition, even looking at cognate literature and what contributes to its formation. But like I said, there's nothing wrong with eisegeting something and trying to find something relevant.
Wait, hold on, brother. Hold on, real quick, because you said now the scripture says that man has become what, like one of us, right?
Yes.
Like one of us, right? Okay.
Yes.
Now, notice it says that he became like them, knowing good and evil.
That is correct.
So, okay, now, is that knowing good and evil? And that's an aspect. Man has become an aspect like God, knowing good and evil, right? So,
but he already possessed the genetic material because he was formulated and manufactured from the genetic material of the Elohim to begin with. So,
wait, hold on, hold on, brother, hold on, listen, no, that's not what the text says, because number one is,
it doesn't say that?
I don't know. If I am something, if I'm already that, how can I become that?
Okay, time out. Well, hold on. So let's just slow it down for a minute. I am proposing to you that in the Bereshit 1, okay, right before we get into that, when we talk about the manufacturing of humanoids, okay, I'm proposing to you that the manufacturing of humanoids was a direct product of using genetic material from the Elohim, okay, and creating these things and putting them out here. And the reason I say that is because we see here in Bereshit 1, let's see here. Matter of fact, we could probably go to 20, what is that, 26? Okay, so this is saying that let us manufacture clones, okay, according or in our genetic features or in our likeness with the things that make us who we are.
Oh, you said okay? Genetic features.
What I'm about to tell you, and the reason I say that is because we have Ke, which is our particle of similitude. And then we have, I'm sorry, I apologize. And so what I'm going to say is,
keep cutting you off. Go ahead.
So a particle of similitude is just a fancy egghead way of saying it is a letter when you see it, and it is a prefix. It means like or as. Particle of similitude. All right. So all right, from Damu. Okay, Damu is your genetic material. It whether it be blood, it contains what you are, what you're gonna be. Okay, and so this material is also material that can make you unclean or contaminate you. And the reason being is because it contains protein sequences. Okay, protein sequences can cause your immune system to respond. Hence, that's why you will be unclean or unfit for service if exposed to the Damu. So according to the Damotenu, our genetic material, the Adamu were manufactured. Okay, not only did they use their Damu, they used their Zalum, their features, their physiological features, or their schematic. So in their own schematic, their own design, they manufactured the Adamu, utilizing their own Damu. Okay, so that's why I said
I understand when you're talking about the material, right? But and I know that even though that flesh is made, that flesh still possesses something individually, and that's even genetically, and that's called conscious thought, right? So he has
I'm not.
Hold on, brother. Reason why I brought. Yeah, I'm talking about what's written too, because I'm reading right here, and it says, now the Lord said, behold,
right there in the English.
I don't know, brother. No, brother, I'm not reading that in English, brother. Listen, it says, now the Lord God said, behold, man has become like one of us, having the ability of knowing good and evil. Having the ability of knowing, in other words, so when we say the ability of knowing good and evil, now we're talking about self-consciousness or conscious thought now. So therefore, each individual, you are passed down material for dealing with the genetically far as the material, but there's something that's outside of the material, which actually arranges the material. And does the material actually affect the conscious thought? Yes, it does, but it's conscious thought that arranges the actual material.
Okay, well, I mean, I would not be inclined to debate those things because, like I said, I can only deal with what's attested in the literature. So
yeah, and
I would never disagree with you.
No, and I understand that because, like, now you're dealing with genetics now. So because now that you're dealing with genetics now, you're stepping into the realm of material. But right here it says knowing good and evil. So this is actually conscious thought there. See what I'm saying? So actually, you wouldn't be actually sticking to the text. Because the text says they have the ability to know good and evil, so this is about conscious thought, not the material.
Let me say something real quick. The brother that's talking right now, I really respect you. I really I understand. Basically, you're definitely are teaching. Now I'm not coming against you because it's just the ideologies I want to push. You're my back for any convincing, but I'm basically laying down to the people that with all the grammatical rules. This has been my premise, and this is what I'm going to state. And like I said, I'm trying to bring that example out about the context. And there's many more other scriptures too. You have Joseph also calling the angel, you know what I'm saying, when he was praying for the children of Israel to be called by name of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. I can go to the Hebrew with that. Now, but what I'm saying is other examples. And we only just touched a few. Now, contextually, all right, even with the grammatical rules, contextually, we still see that there's an angel that is working amongst the children of Israel, carrying the name Yahweh, Yahuwah, Malak, Yahuwah. There's not many angels that we find inside of the scriptures, except for this one that is dealing with that specific title and position, leading the children of Israel.
Okay, is that one? Can I say something? Can I ask you something real quick? Is that one that we're talking about? Is that Jesus?
I'm talking
the one you said the one that's called the angel, the Malak.
Wait a minute.
Is that Jesus?
Hey, come on, brother Shala, man. Have some type of patience, brother. I'm trying
man, you been cutting brother off all night, man.
Okay, so brother, I know, but that was his point, though. Hold on. That's the point, though. If you're accusing him of cutting other people off, why are you doing the same?
Exactly.
No, so I'm asking you that question.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I am cutting them off. I admit it.
All right, brothers.
Well, go ahead, brothers. All right, well, go ahead.
I'm trying to ask him a question, and he's not. He won't.
Okay. Well, let me say this real quick. He's allowed
to come. He's allowed to jump in and ask a question. When I jump in and ask a question,
brother Shala, man, come on, brother. Listen, brother. Listen. Okay, then King Yeshua, go ahead, and then after King Yeshua go, the panel is open to the individuals because, to be honest, the brothers got done with dealing with what they was dealing with. Sha'ala really made this about me to keep it 100. You know what I'm saying? But that's cool though. But at the same time, I will say this: the panel is open. So after you get done, King Yeshua, cool. When you get done, King Yeshua, go ahead. You brothers, you want to speak out on the panel, you can. I'm going to ask you to do it in the proper manner. But hold on, let me say this. Now, we're going to be done with this. I'm going to give y'all to 9:40. We got 20 minutes to go at it. So you brothers just be patient, take y'all time. I appreciate you, Mitch, brother Mitch. I don't know how to say your Hebrew name.
That's all good. Yeah, it's all good with me. I've been called worse. All right, so King Yeshua, if you would continue, because I believe what you were saying is, yeah, go ahead.
I was saying to talk with the book, and I'm actually talking to you, the person that's fighting this brother's battle right now. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what you said.
Fighting my battle? Come on, man. Come on, man.
Brothers.
Don't go there, man. Don't go there, man.
Brother.
Come on,
man.
Let's go ahead and
Brother is a straight up sucker, man. Straight up. Give him on the show lying on me. Now he coming in here talking about
right, bro. Brother Listen, brother Shah. Now listen, brother. Hold on, brother. Hold on, brother Shah. Brother Shah. Come on, brother. Listen. Brother Sean, I just want you to know this, brother. I'm not against you.
Listen, I understand. I like you, Ron, even though you a clown. But this dude is shy. I don't like this dude, man. This dude is fake.
Well, hold on.
But listen, we still got to be professionals, brothers. Brothers, listen. Brothers, listen. We still have to be professional. All right.
But this is what I'm saying.
We got to be professional.
All right. Brother, you came to me in a comment and you said, brother, let's talk about this. Brother, let me sit down. Let me show you a video. You see how you did that to me in the comment? Now, I can admit, early tonight, I was wrong when I said that about some people sit down underneath me. It was because it was so many, it was him and his other brother jumping, saying I'm, just being very negative. And I got negative back with them, but all I asked them was, listen respectfully. I even got it saved in my screenshot. I said, I apologize to y'all brothers. I just want to build respect when you come into the debate. And here you are, you're speaking more than he is, and I'm trying to interact now because I have some things to do, and now I'm back on. You know what I'm saying? So all I was basically just trying to say in a nutshell that I respect you coming up there, teaching what you teaching, even though I firmly disagree with you. And I only firmly disagree with you because, like I said before, the grammatical rules still hinder the comprehension of what the scriptures is really trying to say, due to the fact of another power being in place over Israel. So we see through the context with the Malachi Yahuwah, all right? So that's all that there's two, because of that reason, even though I strongly disagree with you, I just wanted to commend you and say, with your profession and with your credentials and things of that nature, you're showing humility, you know what I'm saying? I can build with you. But the debate is on. I'm not debating. People tell me go already like inbox. I'm not even about to do that.
I feel like I'm not gonna get a slot in, so I gotta jump in. If you brothers don't mind, I'd like to ask the king. How you doing, King? I'm Jesus Capital. How the pound doing? If you guys don't mind, I would like to ask the brother right here with the blank avatar.
Well, it's probably me. Is that me?
Yes,
I might have a I didn't get a chance to. Yes, sir. What can I do?
I understand you fluent in the language.
I wouldn't say that. I mean, I'm a student of Semitic linguistics, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, if it's possible, can I have you read something from the scripture from me from the Torah in Hebrew?
I can try. From where will we be reading?
We're just going to Genesis, the first book of Genesis, chapter 1, verse 1.
Okay. Okay. So you just want me to read verse 1?
Yeah, just read verse 1 for me. Okay. So we're gonna deal with let's break this down for 1 second. For those, did everybody on the panel hear what he said?
Yeah. I'll read it slower.
Yep. Okay.
I heard what he said.
Okay. All right. Now, I want to ask something. Let's just deal with the first word there.
The first construct or the first word?
Let's deal with the first construct.
Okay.
Let's deal with the first construct. Okay, break that down for me, King.
I would probably say a nominative noun with an inseparable preposition. Bait.
Okay. Right.
It means house. Well, I mean, that's whatever you want to, however you guys want to render it, it's fine. Grammatically, it's an inseparable preposition. Generally, you can extrapolate in, at, on, with, against. You use your context to decide your semantic value. Okay?
Absolutely. That's agreed.
Follow. And you have your G stem, simple, active, third masculine singular, or Paul, third masculine singular, perfect, or suffix conjugation from Dave, Resh, Aviv. You have Elohim. I would be inclined to call this a plural masculine noun or gender inclusive noun. I would probably render it as pantheon. I have the article, the accusative, S to indicate that what is happening is the direct and definite direct object of the verb, and the direct definite objects would be Hashemayim followed by Ha'irada.
Yes, so it's following grammatical rules.
Yes, sir.
See that. Now, when we deal with, let's deal with the butter sheet, right? We got Besh, Resh, Aleph, Shin, Yod, Tav, right?
Okay.
Now, the first words, we're going to deal with the first two letters there. You have Bed and Resh, which is bar. What does bar mean in Hebrew?
Well, it all depends. I mean, you have bar, which could be something that has been bored, bar as in well or pit, based on pronunciation. It could be bore. You have bar in Aramaic, which would be sun. So, I mean, it all depends. I mean, just because it sounds a certain way and looks a certain way doesn't mean it's necessarily going to have the same semantic value.
Okay.
So anyway, I'm trying to follow along. All right, so we have bar. Right, so
okay. Bar, if I said to you Bar Hashem, or
bar,
yeah, I'll be saying
son of the name.
That's right. Absolutely. Let's go to the next letter, which is Aleph. Now we know before that, we know that bar or beret or bar is in the Paleo Hebrew, bet is what?
Bet would be so family or in.
Bet in the Hebrew, in the Paleo Hebrew would be what?
Are you saying what is the pictographic value?
The pictographic value for bet in Hebrew? The 10 for the house.
Okay, so I guess what we gotta do is just go back. All right, listen, guys.
When I'm
okay. I guess what I'm trying to figure. All right, so what exactly are we trying to do so that I can kind of follow or get there?
Even with the grammatical rules, you still see that there's underlying understanding there. It's still
okay.
Now, let me just deal with the king for one second. So I just now the bet represents a house or the 10 or the house. Now in the first, then we have bar or the resh, should I say? Resh means so first. We have. Go ahead, King.
No, I'm saying it's me first or time.
Excuse me. Excuse me?
Yeah, resh, house, time, apex.
Yeah. Okay. So we see there with the word bar, right? We see son, right? Now let's deal with this more. Now we deal with the olive. The olive represents God or represents the Most High strength. Am I right? So right there, and so 1 second. So right there we got bar, we got bet resh olive. So that means the strength of God or the son of the power or the son of olive. And then we got a shin. But let's just stop let's just stop at bar. And then we look at the second word, barashit, bara. Bara means created. Now within that second word, bara, we have bet resh aleph. Bet resh is the son of. Aleph is God or the Most High. So right there in bara, the second word, which is bara, which is created, we have the son of God. And then in barashit, we have also the Son of God. So we have in the beginnings, the Son of God, Elohim, created the heavens and earth. You get what I'm saying? So you can, if you want to elaborate on that for me, King, by Bara being the son of, we have Barashit.
Well, okay, so this is what I'm gonna say. I would be if I were. If you came to me and said, hey, I have a student that's interested in pursuing their graduate research and they wanted me to oversee and, kind of be on their committee, and this is the direction that they're going, they have this idea that they can reverse engineer semantic values by utilizing not paleo, but pictographic constructs. Okay, so basically that means we're going to reconstruct grammar and syntax utilizing pictographic references. The problem with that is
that it's time for the pictographic references.
No, this is what I'm saying.
Okay, no,
this is what I'm saying. When I say pictographic reference, meaning that if you're saying that you start out with a pictogram or an ideogram.
No, that's what you caught. That's the part you caught. Like if I was talking to my woman and I say, slam that dog and working all that up, she'll hear one part and then deal with me on just that. No, King, what I was dealing with before
Go ahead. Okay, I was just trying to say, I just wanted to say, if somebody is going to be working with someone with pictographic Hebrew, I would say that is going to prove to be problematic, and the theory will ultimately fall through because there are more consonantal values than pictographic or graphemes to represent due to consonantal merger. And so that means that anytime you encounter something where you have the value or the pictogram of an eye, and you can't figure out, is this going to be ein or rein, or you have, a pictograph of a dal, and you don't know if it's bow or dal or it's gonna go off the chain, And so I would not advise anyone to attempt to utilize pictograms to attempt to reconstruct the language, because if you're not aware of how to,
I'm sorry, but I don't mean it. Get to it real, because I don't want to be in here all day asking you this question. Wait a minute, Wayne, 1 second. Let me deal with the brother, because I haven't said that, so I want to, deal with the brother, see if we can come up with senses and see if he can give me any type of understanding on what I'm dealing with here, or what I'm bringing to his intention.
Yeah.
So I would like to be clear.
So what I'm saying is, I would strongly suggest that you move far away from attempting to reconstruct semantic values utilizing the ideograms or the pictograms, because what's going to happen is you will have to your disposal no more than 21 to 22 pictograms or ideograms, and there were upward 29 consonantal values in Hebrew. So you're going to find yourself trying to figure out how to negotiate consonantal merger, and that is going to be a train wreck. So I would not attempt to do that.
Okay,
what I would do comparative work with other attested Semitic languages to understand morphology, which is how things look, phonology, how things sound, and marriage morphology, how things look, phonology, how they sound, to extrapolate your semantic value. So for instance, if I say to you, let's just use Shin Mem Resh, all right? The G stem or base value is key, all right? So if I said to, I'm sorry, brother, can you say your name again, please?
Jesus.
So if I said, Jesus, Shamar Jesus et HaShabbat, that meant Jesus kept the Shabbat. If I say Shimer Jesus, that means Jesus preserved the Shabbat. So let's just say I'm about to get on the airplane. In a nutshell, TSA is like, you cannot take this mango on the plane with you. So I'm like, Jesus, do me a favor, man. Shomer, it's Puri. And I come back and I'm like, yo, Jesus, it's Puri. And I'm like, where's my fruit? And you're like, here you go. I kept it in the car waiting for you to come back, because I knew I was going to pick you up. And my food is all brown, decaying, and bushy. I'm like, Mazet, Mazet. Like, what have you done? Like, what is this? You're like, you asked me to keep it. I kept it. You didn't ask me to preserve it. Had you asked me to preserve it, maybe I would have employed some type of cryogenic measure. Maybe I'd have refrigerated it. Maybe I'd have canned it. But you didn't ask me to preserve it. You asked me to keep it. So morphologically, the look was shamar, right? Shin Mem Resh. But phonologically, shamar means, in the simple action, keep, and in the intensive action means to preserve. So these little nuances mean a lot. And so that's why I would encourage all brothers, and I'm not speaking against anyone's theory, anyone's belief. I'm saying that brothers that's on this line right now must be about that life, because not many people are willing to get out here and try to dedicate their life to the craft. So
let me ask you
wait 1 second. 1 second, Yahweh. 1 second, Yahweh.
Go ahead.
get some closure, then I'm gonna let you come in and ask your question.
Well, it's not a question about any information. It's a simple one in regards to what we need. Would you be available for more of these hangouts? Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Now, in reference to my whole question in its totality, I don't know whether you noticed or not, but you dealt with one aspect of what I was saying. Again, like when I was telling you that you said okay, and then continue to deal with just that aspect. Like I don't know if you noticed that, but this
the reason that I did that, that allows me to not put myself in a position where I'm offering a definitive position for or against anyone else's position.
Okay.
So because what will happen is if you ask me to comment on this particular line of theory and I walk all the way through to the end result, it will put me in a counter position to you. And I'm saying I don't need to put myself in a counter position. I can simply say that, well, if what we want to do is to analyze the text, I would be inclined to say, let's do it morphologically and phonologically as opposed to try to reinvent the semantic value based on ideograms.
Well, if you pay attention to what I was doing, King, I don't know if you missed it or not, but I did that before I used the pictogram. I was dealing with strictly the language. When I talked about Barashit, when I talk about breaking down, when I talk about Besh Ref Alashim Yokotal, when I talk about Bet or Beteresh being a bar being a son, when I talk about Aleph being a father, the beginning. You get what I'm saying? That's the God or the Son of God right there. So, and then I went, first I broke it down with the language, and then I incorporated the pictographs after I did it with the phonemes and broke it down with the language.
One
second. And then when you responded, you told me why I shouldn't do this with the pictographs. But what you didn't do was answer the question, why do we see the Son of God here creating everything in existence in the beginning of Hebrew without even using the pictographs, just dealing with the language itself?
I don't know how people see that.
I just broke it down to you. That's why I was just breaking it down to you, King.
Well, I understand your presentation of the breakdown, but I don't find the breakdown consistent with any attested language in any linguistic model of any Northwest Semitic language, any Central Semitic language, any East Semitic language, or any South Semitic language. And so I don't know how to answer that. And I'm not saying it's not a valid theory. I'm just saying that
it's not a theory. Behavior. If we're dealing with the language and we're saying Barashut at the beginning, and we break down the word, we're not dealing with any theory, King.
Well, let me ask you something. How? Okay, when you say break down the word, that's like me saying Bob saw the cat.
All right, look,
break down.
All right,
no. What I'm saying is,
this is what we're doing right now. We playing semantics. I ain't into it. I just asked a straight question. If you don't know the answer to it, if you don't know how that's there or why that's there, just say that. You don't have to say
it's not there. It's not there. I said it. It's not there.
All right.
Whoever taught you that, listen. Whoever taught you that theory, no, listen. I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it. You ask, I'm going to say it. Here's the straight answer. I tried my very best to not put myself in a position where I have to be counter to another line of teaching. But whoever taught you that theory, no, hold on. I'm telling you, there's no way I can answer that because it doesn't exist. That's like you asked me, what is the answer to 1 divided by 0? It's undefined.
Whoever taught me that theory, huh?
Hold on, brother.
It doesn't exist. It simply does not exist.
Theories, man.
All right, well, listen, hold on. This is what we're gonna do, man. Cause I think with this,
that's Strong's too, man.
We got 9:30. It's 9:39 here. We got
okay.
6 more minutes left.
So this is what I would say for people that are inclined towards pictographic Hebrew. For people that are just say, hey, I want to know what the pictogram means, and then I will assign a value.
Brother, I understand what pictograms
are. Hold on. Listen, we got it's 9:39. We got 5 more minutes on here because we gonna get out. We're gonna go in the back chat. So stop going live. So I'm telling y'all right now, go ahead, brother, finish up, and then I want Yeshaya to go ahead and say something because as opposed to the debate, what's going we gotta be left. But go ahead, brother.
All right. So in a nutshell, the problem with assuming that you can say Beit Resh, right? Beit means house, Resh means whatever it means. When you put together and come up with son, well, you put two letters together to come up with a lexeme, right? You took a phoneme and a phoneme to create a lexeme, and then you arbitrarily went to the next phoneme and allow that to represent a lexeme in and of itself. And you can't do that. You can't say that Beit plus Resh means son, and then say, okay, well, now we just got to take a letter and say that letter means God. You can't do that in the language. The
That's
language does not operate. I'm not saying you did. I didn't say.
Hold on. All right, wait. I say, stand around. Hold on. That's good. That's good. If you didn't say I did it, King, don't use that as an analogy. Please don't, because that gives the interpretation that's what I was doing. Don't do that. People ain't that.
Come on, brother, because we got 4 more minutes. So go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
All I heard was someone say Beit plus Resh means son and Aleph means God. That's what I heard. And everybody else heard that and it's reported. And I'm saying the language does not work that way. And to extrapolate that is an erroneous conclusion.
We did it with the
now going back. Hold on. Listen. Okay, go ahead, brother. On that note, we gotta stop that there. Brother, let people know how they can get a hold of you. Where they can reach you at if people got any questions.
Okay. I frequent Facebook. Melech Yeshaya knows how to reach me. Melech Yeshaya knows how to reach me. I don't know a lot about social media, but Melech Yeshaya at the Facebook, reach out if you have questions. I have a group called We Must Learn Biblical Hebrew. I post there pretty frequently. And again, I'm sorry if I offended people, but if people have teachers that have theories, have the teachers come talk to me, and then we can work it out, and then they can come back and maybe they can, elucidate with some greater clarity what they were actually saying. Because I think a lot of times, sometimes people may listen to the teacher, may not fully comprehend the scope of what was being disseminated. And then when someone says something, it seems like someone's saying something contrary. So if anyone has an idea concerning pictographic Hebrew syntax, have that teacher, the person that's principally responsible for working with that area of research, have them reach out to me. And we can work it out. We can even get on the air together and talk about pictographic syntax. That's easy. We can talk about comparative Semitic linguistics, easy. Brother Yeshaya, I would definitely like to get with you, and I'm not countering what you're saying. I'm simply saying what I would like to do is to spend some time with you and let us just look at the principal text and then go word by word and then reappropriate those words within the proper literary context to see if we get the same meaning out of it. And it might take us a little time, but I think that if we just took some time and we just kind of go through it and see if what you think the text is saying and what is written, if they match up after, looking at it and, through that lens.
Yeah, most definitely. Me for one, I like to learn. That's why I said I wasn't trying to come in with no thought or anything like that. I was just basically just being real, as far as like once I was to have what I thought he said and things that makes what kind of got overboard because of the contention and everything that's inside of these posts. And I respect that. That's why I even said that when me and you was, dialogue. And I said, listen, man, I'm definitely gonna look at the video and I learned some things from it. I'm not extensive in that type of study. I just have great comprehension skills. I know I'm an intelligent person, so it doesn't take no time for me to learn anything.
Excellent.
You have teachers, Lamad Yahoo, Dazabar, who are very fluent in what you do, and also dealing with other areas and aspects over 25 years. So I study under them. So, I extrapolate what I can. I'm learning biblical Hebrew as we speak.
Excellent.
So, this is why right now I'm not trying to go into any grammatical rules. I'm just trying to, make it in layman's terms, put it where people that are here can understand that in the context we see certain things as far as you might have two names, Yahuwah. You even see Solomon 2 times in the scripture. You see things like that, and I know that it's a way that the Hebrew works, it's a way that the Semitic language works. But I'm dealing more in the context. This is my total statement. I'm dealing more in the context of saying this. Yahuwah or Yahweh, or anybody want to call the creator, okay, he's unfathomable. So even words cannot describe him. That is my first premise. Now, a divine message being given to man, we would have to put that into our language, and our language has to have grammatical rules. And we are finite in understanding that which is supreme. But we can use analogies and we can use things that are tangible here on this earth, like trees, me, you, and looking at other things to describe how the creator works. As far as the creation, as far as Ha or Yahad, how you said it, as working in unity, and how principles and elementals work to cause a conducive lifestyle for living. So my whole thing is, because that title, and I'm gonna say title, or I'm gonna say noun, or I'm gonna say name, is given to our supreme creator, it is not impossible or illogical for an agent or something of his substance which he has to create from himself. He cannot create from anything else but himself if he is eternal and if he causes it to be. But the substance that he has used to take and form everything that we know of today has taken upon that title, being the one that is dealing with us as a representative or an ambassador on behalf of the uncomprehensible. So that what I'm saying is that which is invisible and incomprehensible has made it where we can understand to a certain degree with that which is physical, dealing with a Malachim, Malach Yahuwah, as we see coming out of Egypt, as we see standing in the burning bush, as we see talking in Zechariah, as we see talking to Abraham out of heaven when he put the blessings upon Abraham's midwife, as we see where it says, and Elohim said, Yaakov, go into the land of Bethel, pitch your tent there, and make an altar to the El that you saw. So we're seeing a power talking about another power. And that is what I'm trying to convey to the people. And because we do see the names, and because we do deal with the New Testament, we see that the Messiah actually portrays to us the perfect knowledge of what is going on in Tanakh, because he said, I come in my Father's name. Just like all the other prophets had what you would call the conjunctions of the names to describe the action of the Most High. He said, I come in my Father's name.
All right, well, let me, I don't want to cut you up, but we definitely got to, you're going to have to come on with the last thing.
So that was my whole premise about there being people rules. Not disregarding the grammatical rules, but just seeing certain things going on with an ambassador that represents the Father and carries his name.
Okay, they're about to get off there real soon and get into the private conversation. And I just wanted to demonstrate how unprofessional G Coma's channel is, and how his leading by example causes the entire panel to be at each other's throat the entire time, and you can't learn, you can't do anything, you can't hear anything anybody's saying, or they have one person ranting for 15 hours straight. You know what I'm saying? This is just what you deal with when you deal with these clowns. You know what I'm saying? LeBron is a 100% stand-up comedian. He doesn't know anything other than jokes. So it's retarded. But in contrast to the debate that I'm doing tomorrow, it's going to be very professional, extremely professional. It's going to have rules, it's going to be timed, and all these things. And I'm going to set a standard for these clowns who don't know how to conduct themselves with brotherly love and respect. People who don't understand respect are going to die. It says it right there in the Bible. And it says that you're a murderer as well, because you attempt to kill somebody just because you don't have respect. So since you don't have respect, you're gonna provoke somebody to call you out your name. Then now all of a sudden you want to try to kill somebody, and then you die in the process. So that's what I'm saying. To avoid all that, you're gonna have to grow up and learn some respect, LeBron. your panels be wild and reckless when the mic is open. When it's just you talking for 2 hours straight by yourself, of course it'd be peaceful because nobody else is allowed to talk. But when you open your mic up, the mics of the panel up, every time it gets out of hand because they know how you are, that you just a comedian and you want to over talk everybody, and you know what I'm saying? So they just follow your example. If you can do it, they can do it. You better learn some brotherly love, bro. Time is short. All right, y'all. Shalom.